guys, welcome back to my channel and the 12 days of Christmas series of posts that we've got going on over on the Facebook page, and each day I'm sharing the project on here and basically just giving you a quick not a process video, but a quick video like showing you the products I use and just letting you know how you can make them yourself. Today we've got this altered box. I guess it's a keepsake box or a jewelry box is what it was advertised as from the store that I bought it from. Let me actually try to maybe zoom in a bit more. I hope it's in focus. Let me just bring it out here so I can see on the camera. Yeah, maybe down here is better. But yeah, as you can see, opens up. Got like just a magnetic closure there. I've added resin pieces to the top. Tried to like add loads of dimension. I'd done it to be kind of a Christmas box or suitable for a Christmas gift, like just, you know, around the season. So Christmas themed with the chipboard pieces, like baubles, but I wanted it so it could be displayed all throughout the year. I didn't necessarily want it saying like Merry Christmas on it, or I didn't want to go overboard with the Christmas sentiment, so I have just added the baubles, which I think are enough to make it Christmassy, and got the gorgeous Prima flowers. But yeah, I think it's enough just as it is. I was going to move the baubles over a bit. Sorry, I'm a bit hoarse today. I was going to move those over a bit and have like a snowflake on the side here, but yeah, it just looked too much in the end. I decided like this cluster here really is the main focus, and I mean the box just even with the cluster looked really nice and could just be left as that. So yeah, I'll give you a closer look. As you can see, like you've got, these are resin pieces made from the Prima molds, and once you've just had a look at the box itself, I just talked through which parts I've used. I'll show you all the products at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that if you want to like recreate the same kind of thing. So yeah, just so you've got an idea of the products. So these are resin molds that I applied a layer of gesso to, and then definitely about 2 coats of the Prima Sparks paint. And I'll actually show you in a sec what the mold pieces look like. I don't know if I've got any more of the mold pieces, but I've got the mold next to me. On top of those, I added this chipboard scroll, and I've got a few more of those left so I can show you what that looked like too. That's painted in another contrasting colour just to give it a bit more depth. It's a really nice kind of bronzy colour. Then I've added some chipboard leaves there, and then now the box itself I gave a layer of gesso, and then I covered it in about you could still kind of see like a bit of the wood grain coming through, so I definitely gave it at least 2 coats. I might have given it 3 coats, I think 2 coats of paint. And yeah, really that's it. It was really simple to make. You could definitely make it in a few hours. It's just more waiting for the paint to dry really. The only thing I would say is when I painted it, like obviously I painted the inside as well, and when I was going to close it, it wouldn't close. It just kept staying like slightly ajar, and I nearly threw it away thinking it was totally ruined. For some, this was before I decorated or anything. It was still like I just painted it, But yeah, instead of throwing it away, I just kind of put it on a shelf on the side. And as I was passing it a couple of days later, I kind of saw like, oh, the lid's actually gone down. So I don't know if the painting process maybe made the wood swell up slightly, or I'm really not sure, but now it closes perfectly again. So yeah, if you do make one, because I mean I wanted to paint the inside as well. I wasn't just going to leave it plain, but I did paint all around the rims, and I was worried that like if you cover the magnets with paint, they might not be as effective. But so I kept like just scraping the paint off where it touched the magnets. I'm not sure if that made any difference or not, like if you left the paint, but yeah, just to give it a bit of a cleaner look anyway. But yeah, after a couple of days it was closing perfectly again. So yeah, if that does happen to you and you find it's not closing completely, maybe just stick it on the side for a little bit, go about what you're doing, and maybe go back to it, and you might find, like mine, that it's kind of sorted itself out. So yeah, I think that kind of explains everything what I've done to the box. I'll just, yeah, basically show you what I've used now. Oh, and I didn't mention that the baubles, they're chipboard pieces, but all of my chipboard pieces, before I apply paint to anything, I always give them a layer of gesso, just so the paint's got a nice base to sit on. And then I use the same colour paint that I'd used for the chipboard scroll on top. Then I basically just got my embossing ink and applied the chipboard pieces to the ink, sprinkled my embossing powder, and then just set it with a heat gun, so you've got that nice glittery effect on the chipboard pieces there. And what was great is that the glitter on the chipboard really seems to match the glitter on the Prima flowers, so you've got like greens in there. And I mean, this one's already got like a kind of it looked like a string hanging it, right? But this bauble here, it would have just looked like it was floating in midair. So what I done there, this one's double layered, so the piece underneath I just painted with the same color paint, but I only embossed the top section, like the top layer, glued them together. And then there is a tiny hole at the top, so all I done is got some like metallic gold thread, threaded it through, and then, I mean, you can see here, there might have been a better way of covering that up, but I mean, I don't really think it takes away from it much at all. I just kind of put a blob of hot glue and spread it around a bit, but that's held the string in really nicely. Obviously, if you were going to do something similar, you don't have to do that. But yeah, it'd look a bit funny, like a bauble just hanging in midair without anything suspending it. So yeah, I think that definitely covers everything about how I made it. And I will just give you a quick show of like the products you'll need if you're going to attempt the same kind of project. So this is just a basic wooden box. I got these in the UK from Hobbycraft. I think they're like 14 centimeters wide, and I think they are about 9 centimeters in depth. Yeah, and oh, I can't remember. Oh, do you know what, it'd be easy if I just grab my ruler. So, I mean, I know I get a lot of views from the US, and I mean, I prefer inches as well anyway, it's what I grew up on. So it would be like 5.5 inches wide by about 2 inches high, which makes 5 centimeters. 5.5 inches wide was like 14 centimeters. We've got height, width, depth is 3.5 inches or about 9 centimeters. So I mean, obviously if you can't get to a Hobbycraft, I mean in the UK they do online delivery, but if you can't, you don't have a Hobbycraft where you are, they're the measurements. Just a basic, actually has the label here, yeah, wooden jewellery box is what it's advertised as. I'm sure you can probably find them from those big shops named after a jungle, online stores. These are the paints I use. So the box itself and the resin pieces, I use the Prima Opal I'm not in camera, but I use the Prima Opal Magic paints in rose gold. And I showed you guys my swatches, I think it was yesterday. I just want to show you, I was just having a look at them a moment ago when I was getting the right paint colours out. But yeah, this is rose gold on white gesso. If you wanted a different effect, you could do black gesso and get that really brilliant gold colour there. But this, I really wanted it quite like a classy look. Like I normally do everything in kind of pinks, and I mean the flowers are pinks, but I kind of wanted it to have quite a classy feel to it, which hopefully I've achieved for a wooden box. But yeah, that's the rose gold, and that so that's on the box itself and the resin pieces. And the chipboard pieces, I use the Sparks paint in Butterfly Spells, which is also by Prima. You can see I've got a bit of use out of those. The resin pieces I cast in one of the Prima molds, and that is the Fairy Garden mold. The pieces that, I mean, this lady is gorgeous. And you get the, can you guys see that? That would be the scroll that I've used. You also get a few little flowers and those small scrolls as well. So yeah, that's the Fairy Garden mold, and I don't know if you guys can see there, but that would be the lady figure. So yeah, really, I mean, like all of the Prima molds, really gorgeous. The chipboard pieces, these are the scroll pieces that I've used. Might maybe zoom out a little. So yeah, these are by the Dusty Attic, and they're scroll set 1. And I mean, I hadn't used like plain chipboard pieces much at all, and I really love them. Just painting them up, matching your colour theme, embossing them. You can ink them. If you haven't tried using chipboards like I hadn't until recently, really, you know, have a look for them, get some, be creative, use your imagination. The leaves that I use were these ones, and these are foliage number 3, all by the Dusty Attic. You can see the 2 pieces that I've taken out there. Still got a few more to use. The baubles, which are gorgeous, the large ones are baubles number 2, Dusty Attic as well. And I actually made the same box for my mum as well, and just gave it to her as a little gift, and she really likes it, so that went down pretty well. With this one you get 2 slightly smaller, and then you've got these really long ones here. And then the smaller one is from this set, which is Christmas Ornaments Mini. And like here, you can see this would be the layer that goes on the bottom, and then when you put it on top, like, so you could do those in different colors. You could say paint that gold, paint this one red, and you'd have the gold coming through. And you can see I've used a few pieces already. I think on this piece I use this one, and that would be the back for it as well. So I think you get 1, 2, 3. I haven't used these ones yet, so yeah, you get 3 of each type. So yeah, they're all the chipboard pieces. And the embossing, I just used oh, is this Tsukaniko, or I don't know how you really pronounce it, Tsukaniko, but yeah, they're embossing ink, and this is a tinted one, just so you can see exactly where it's gone. And then the embossing powder I used is Cosmic Shimmer, and that is in Aurora Sparkle. The flowers that I used on the top, as I said, they're Prima flowers. I got loads and loads of the cookie, it said in my video last night, such a mouthful, but sugar cookie Christmas collection. I just want to show you guys how I keep my flower pieces, or how I'm currently keeping them. I bought this big case for keeping my resin pieces, and then when I was working on like my Christmas projects, I had all my flowers in packets. Yeah, I think you guys can see it pretty well like that. I had all my flowers in packets, and I just I couldn't really see like what flowers I had, so I kind of just took everything out of their packets and decided this case would be a really good way to store them. So yeah, if you're looking for storage ideas for your flowers and you can get something like this, then I would say grab one. I went back to the shop to get like a few more of these cases. Like, I don't really want my resin pieces and flowers mixed up, and I want to put my other flowers into other boxes to store them. So I've got like collections, or 1 or 2 collections in each box, but as it is, they're out of stock of these, so I'm really hoping that shop gets some more in. But yeah, so I'm not sure. I think this big pink flower might have been from something called along the lines like of Pink Jolly selection. And then yeah, the others I really can't remember what they were called, but you've got like these really glittery roses there. I think would be those. And then I think I got about 3 packets of these flowers, but you might have got like, oh, I'm really not too sure if you might have got 24 in a pack or something of this shape. So yeah, I mean, definitely if you're getting flowers and like you don't use them already, but you're thinking of buying a pack or 2, definitely try to go for at least like mid-shaped flowers that you might get like and the larger flowers you'd get like maybe 6 in a pack. The mid-shaped flowers you might get a few more, like 12 in a pack. Oh, I really can't, I mean, probably, no, I probably couldn't work it out by counting them. But yeah, I mean, definitely it depends on obviously what you're making. If you do a lot of cards and that, definitely get the smaller ones like these. They're great for fillers. But definitely try to get at least small flowers and like the kind of medium sizes. If you're going to do projects like this, then like 1 larger flower as a kind of focal is nice as well. So basically just get all of them. Here's that lady with the resin pieces. This is what we get from the what's it called, Fairy Garden, is it? Yeah, here's one of the resin pieces I made from the fairy garden mold. I did do a resin stash video before, so that definitely has some of the scroll pieces in. That's one of the smallest scrolls that I made. I think, is this a larger one? No, they're from another. I don't know if I've cast any more yet with those scrolls, but I mean, you could kind of see from the back of the packet anyway that shape. But I mean, you wouldn't have to use that piece. If you've got any resin pieces, just use whatever you have to hand. It's just nice to have a little piece coming out of the project, just giving it dimension and height to whatever it is you're doing. How cute is this? So yeah, I think that kind of talks you through how I made that. If you have any other questions, whatever, then feel free to ask them in the comments, and I always reply. I think that's it for tonight's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know if you try giving this project a go yourself. Just another quick look. Isn't it glittery? Yeah, if you do try this project, I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. As I was saying, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. I know it's not a process video. I haven't actually made one of those before, but I've really gotten into doing the YouTube videos recently, and once it's kind of a lot of work at the moment. Like, I'm kind of sharing all the projects. I'm still in the middle of making some of them for the later videos. But yeah, once I've got all of those out of the way, I'd love to start doing some tutorials, maybe like time-lapse. I've got a video hop as well coming up that I was really lucky to be invited to take part in. I've got further details of that coming up in a couple of weeks. So yeah, for that I'm planning on maybe doing a project share, but with an actual fast forwarded video. With the process being shown. So yeah, if you do want to catch those, I'd love it if you subscribed. I always say I appreciate any subscribers to my channel. I hope you find my content useful, even if I do waffle quite a bit. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and have a great night, everyone. I hope to see you back for tomorrow's project. So thanks guys, take care, bye bye.